So welcome everyone, and in this video I'll be covering out the recap for the previous week. So last week was let's just say last week was pretty okay. We had lots of moves in the market, whereby we had lots of clean moves in the market actually, and we caught some of these moves and we didn't actually catch some of them too. So this video will be an intensive review to how I approached last week, and also those trades I actually missed or the mistakes I actually made too. So you could actually use this as a way to get yourself set for the new week, and also a way to just get your edge sharp. So I wouldn't want to waste much time. As you can see from your screen, this was the weekly outlook for last week, which was actually the game plan. It was how I planned to approach the previous week. So we're using that as a guide to cover through this video. And also, if you're not part of the channel on Telegram, the links in the description, and also my VIP November slots are up for grabs. This November will only be accepting about 10 slots, and already we have only about 5 to 6 left. So you should also check that out. The links in the description too, and everything to know about that is in the description too. So as you can see on the screen, this was our weekly outlook for last week. So first things first, already I've marked out the whole level of resistance, whereby I spoke about it in the previous weekly outlook video, which if we got a close above 40.30, our buy bias would have been a very easy run from the market open. And also you can see I've marked out Friday's high and low and all other levels too. Chart is looking a bit noisy, but then you could actually see when we tapped into this FVG on the daily time frame and the whole come back up, and you could easily see this inversion FVG right here, whereby we're expecting that to actually hold price back down, but we got a full body close above it. So that's actually why I marked out this guy, and also this horizontal line right here is actually marking 50% of the daily week, which I expected price to actually give us bullish reaction to, from whereby it could actually hold to push up higher. So let's go back down to 5-15 minutes. I would like to base everything off of 15 minutes so that we could easily see everything clearly, and I'll try to make this as swift as possible too. So let's jump right into it. So the first trade for the week, when the market opened, I actually marked out this whole level here with this horizontal line here, whereby if we zoom a bit in, where we take 50% of this candle right here. If you've been following me, you'll know that I actually use this entry a lot. So I was expecting this guy to actually push price up higher and go towards the resistance level or break above it too. But then you could see how market opened with a huge gap, a very huge gap that actually fell into that level, and immediately price bought up more than 50% and took out this low. If you've followed the last recap video, I actually spoke about this. When we push up like this, if we don't close above it to push up higher, most likely it won't hold the buys. I actually even called the buy trade with this tap down, but when I saw the whole reversal back into our entry level, we had to close. So after price came back, now price sank and took out Friday's low. But then while price was doing that, price was still falling within the buy range. Why did I say the buy range? Because if we should take our fib tool from this point and take 50%, this is still the discount level to where we should be looking for our buys. And with the fact that price actually took out Friday's low, this is actually much more of a higher probability trade than taking our trades from this point. So easily, when we come back down to 5 minutes, you easily see how this played out, and the beautiful entry, which is nothing too serious, whereby you can see where we took out liquidity from. Most likely now with this break of structure, price could use it as a way to push down lower, but after the liquidity we got our change of character already, because price tapped into the selling level, but then the price took out this high. So easily you could take your entry at the point where price took out liquidity, which is Friday's low, and aim for the resistance level, which is sitting at this point. Basically, this entry at most should usually look like what we have here. We have our higher time frame PY, whereby in this case was the FVG from 4 hours. Yes, can you see it right here? Sweep and this, and you could see how this ran beautifully. Beautiful trade. So after, when you are taking this trade now, you could easily take your partials at 50%, or at the point that price will take out the top most portion of the gap that I did not take out, because you see all these things that happened here was just manipulation to sway out bias, but price would definitely come back to take it out, and you could take out your partials from this point or 50% of your trade. So you could see how that actually ran out beautifully. And after, when price came into the gap again and took out the the opening, yes, the opening of the gap, it gave us a beautiful break of structure above the wholesale level here, because you could easily see the whole failure swing at this point, but it gave us a full body close above this high right here. And after it did that, already you know this in turns this level to our buy level, which is our CISD level, whereby the entry should look like this. It's basically very easy. Close above the gap, price will most likely tap into it on confirmation, which should push up higher, and that's exactly what happened right here. So easily you could use this to target the same resistance level, but then Asian high would be where you would actually be taking your partials, because that's the main point of finding your take profit levels at points whereby liquidity is sitting at, and the Asian high is actually a level that we have liquidity sitting at. So easily you can take your partials here and hold, or you could notice what happened. Price actually, I know that when you take your partials at the Asian high already, you would actually break even. So you got partials, but then price went so close to TP and sold off back into entry, taking us out at B. But let's say you missed this and you came to the market now, with price coming back into this entry, when you go down to 5 minutes, you could easily see a confirmation entry back at entry, because most times most people now will be scared of holding on to buys, but then you could easily see a confirmation here on 5 minutes. Can you see it? We have our FVG at this point, and the fact that price came back down to this buy level. So most sellers might take the idea that price would actually start selling from this point, but instead we got the FVG, price reacted from it as though it wants to hold it, then full body close above it, and price tapped into it again. That actually ran beautifully down New York session to take out London high as a point of liquidity, and before you even get to the London high as your TP, you could easily take partials at 50% of that move, which should be somewhere around here. So that's solid trade for Monday too. But then towards late New York session, we saw this on 5 minutes. Let's go back now to 5 minutes. We saw this on 5 minutes. Price came back towards that. This is actually a break of structure, and then price came back to pick orders from the discount level, whereby if we should take our FIP2, can easily see it came back for discount level. In fact, let's just take it from this low right here. Price came back for discount level, but then when price tapped into the discount level, instead of price to continue holding to push up higher, instead we saw a full body close below this low, which indicates the whole failure swing entry model. And if we should mark out from this point where the price broke that low, can you see something like this? Because already, if you even zoom in, you could see we had this FVG here, but then full body close below it will indicate that price is turning into an inversion, and you can see this is a beautiful entry at this point. The inversion, with your inversion CISD there too, and your failure swing, you can easily mark that level already you could easily use this guy now to target Monday's low, because already price had was closing with the market close and everything. So you could even see down towards market close, price give another full body close below this low, whereby you could easily target get more entries. Because if we should go up to 30 minutes, you could see another failure swing too, another failure swing, and the flip of the support region to a resistance, and you could see how this held up. I actually called this trade on the community channel and also on the VIP channel, but we got taken out on BE before price actually moved. But then price sold down beautifully, took out Monday's low, and these very points that we talked about from the weekly outlook, whereby we had this inducement and buy levels from this point. So Tuesday was much more of the bearish day, and if you notice, everything was forming in regards to the bearish trend line that was building up from the last Friday before the market opened down Sunday, Monday, and the whole selling pressure that kept on cooking. But then down to this point now, I actually expected that if price couldn't hold the price from this point, then most likely the sales would actually continue, and I actually called a buy trade, a swing buy trade that we're still holding now on the VIP channel, but we've taken 50% of our profits already. We've taken 50% of our profits with over 700 pips. So, and we're actually sitting at B. So this was where the trade happened, but this was not actually what I took. I called the trade at this point, and our SL was sitting at this point, but this was additional confirmation, because after price tapped into that level, we got a full a good rejection, but then price still came back for the entry level, whereby we got this additional confirmation during Asian session on Wednesday, with the whole full body close above this high, price coming back and giving us a beautiful run and ran down to New York. So it was actually a beautiful setup, and if you are taking this from this point already, you know that there's this very trend line here, so you should take note of all of those levels. But if you are taking this from here already, I knew that most likely this guy now will be the last hope of buyers for price to push up higher, and if price breaks and closes above the breaks out of the trend line, it will most likely chase the other end of it. And if we're taking this now already, we could just take assumed, we could just calculate to take our partials as 50%, whereby let's see, this is about 1000 pips with CP. 500 pips should be somewhere around here. Yeah, so you could see we actually got that down Thursday. But then before we did, if let's say you missed taking your entry at this point, we should go up to 1 hour time frame. You could see that down New York session. Can you see? This is it right here. Price you could easily take from, because this level is actually a breaker block, so some traders are taking their trades from this top here, and your SL will be somewhere around here, whereby price could easily weak you if you don't take note of this FVG here. But for me now, the way I would actually be approaching the markets, first of all, you see there's this breakup structure already from the fact that price taps back into this breaker block and give you a good run up. But after price sold off now, if you were on this trade already, if you come back to 15 minutes, you'd see that there was an opportunity here. If you're on this trade already you could have probably taken your BE, or even if you were still on it, you would observe the fact that price coming back here, most likely price will tap into this 1 hour FVG. So after price taps into this 1 hour FVG now, what will determine if you should consider buying or selling now will be what price does after that, because already we have this level already is a bullish level, due to the fact that, can you see, it's also a support level already. That's why I said if you are in on these buys already. So price coming back to this guy now, if there was a full body close below this level now, most likely now price will not hold that level, or even if there was a full body close like we could see this week, and this guy coming back into this level again, what you actually need to expect is that if you notice what happened at this point, after price came back here, price started to react at this level because of the fact that this level was a support level, but price has to react. And if price was going to sell off now, most likely with this reaction at this whole coming back to that support level again, price will use it to sell off. But instead of price using it to sell off, we saw the full body close above it again, which is price reclaiming that level, coming back for this CISD, and you could see how price had to react from it, and we got multiple taps into it. But then if you see what happened here, beautiful reaction, and price continued to buy, giving us our TP1 for this initial trade, and also an entry again that if we should take 50%, somewhere around 400 pips, you could see that we easily get 400 pips already, and price gave the full body close out of the bearish trend line. So this lasted from late Wednesday and down to Asian session on Thursday. But then if you look closely here, what I actually expected was that with this tab that came back now, price actually swept liquidity from this low and did this, which actually means that our buys are still valid. And also look at, sorry, I forgot to mention the entry that we used there. I've covered it a lot too, but you notice to see HCF POI here, sweep, price coming back, sweep, tap and push. Exactly what happened here. And when we even come back here now, let's say already you were able to catch the move here again with the re-entry that price tapped into this entry during Asian session, and it actually picked on the lower time frame, which was actually a beautiful trade. But then down towards London, we saw the whole buy continuation from this point. Let's say you got in at this level, you could see the breakout structure, tap and push. You should keep in mind that most likely now price might come back for this level to continue buying, due to the fact that this level was not tapped into. Because if you take our FIB2 now, mark breakout structure, you notice that price did not really even tap into it, whereby it leaves this guy as an inducement level. That is why these sales that came down from this point actually took out buyers at this level. But then notice what happened after price came into it. Price tapped into this. It's like I took something out without knowing. Okay, sorry about that. Let me go up to 15 minutes. Could easily see what happened. Price still came back for this level at this point here. If price was actually going to sell off, it will actually take out this low here, but instead price tapped into it and gave us another rejection, whereby I expected that if price was going to continue with the bearish bias, it would actually continue selling from this point, especially with the fact that from here you could see that we had this breakout structure that price could easily pick orders and sell off and hold it to chase this low. But then towards the market open on Friday now, price failed to do that. Price actually failed to do that, and when we got the whole retracement back here, price gave a full body close above this high and above the high that was sponsoring the lower high that was sponsoring the sales. Give a full body close, reclaiming this initial buy level, and you could easily take a very beautiful buy trade from this point here. It's as though I made a mistake somewhere here, but we'll correct that. You could easily take your buys at this point, and this guy here was where the initial buys late Thursday started to come from, where I could keep your stop at this point. Just easily adjust this, and you can easily take a continuation buys during the Asian session here on Friday, where price reclaimed this level with the full body close above this guy, which is basically the same entry that we used here. So you could easily see it, and price did this and bought up beautifully, despite our targets being at the other end of the broken trend line. But at least if we're taking this and marking out this guy as our target, this is about 564 pips. If we should take 50%, you could see that we easily got 50% as of Friday, about 250 pips, should be somewhere here. But price actually gave us another tap back into entry first. Remember, we had the first tap during the shan session, and back during New York, price still tapped back. Yeah, even though I did not expect it to do all of this. I called the cheat here on the community channel somewhere around this point because of the whole breakout structure at this level and all. But then started running and price took us out at this point and still came back and repeated the same thing that happened here again. Full body close above the high and still came back from the entry. That's basically why I call this. So basically with new week, I expect price to actually continue with the bullish bias. Already this trade is picked, but then we need to see something like this. Probably price pull down a bit lower, full body close above this high, and easily it will run on chase towards 4100 levels. So basically this is actually what I'm expecting for the new week. I've dropped the weekly outlook video too. The link is in the description. Check that out to see the whole full plan. And if you're not part of the channel, use now as an opportunity to join up so you could win with us this week. My VIP slots are open. I'm only taking 10 slots this November, and also you could get access to my full strategy and full course whereby I'll guide you and also help you to understand trading gold better. So I love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So thank you for watching, and bye for now.